Ellie here in the garden, and today I'm doing a little bit of maintenance. So I've got a couple of things that I may need today, just some cable ties, some string, some twine, my cutters, even the little weeding tool. These are my green feast peas. They're growing nice and tall, and they do want to latch, but there isn't anything, so I'm going to create some sort of solution in this area. Over here is my arch, and I put twine around the front of it, but now it needs a bit more. Here are my sweet peas, and they're growing really, really well, and I'm quite surprised, but I don't want them lying down. I want to encourage them to grow vertically. And this is actually the pole for my wash line, so I thought I would just make use of this. So the plan is to take some twine, wrap it around this pole, and attach it at the very top here, and then slowly encourage my sweet peas to grow up. But today I'm starting with this container down here, and we are going to use what is already existing here. So in this container over here, I've got Oregon sugar peas that we bought from a local nursery. I did it actually. All right, so I had planted 3 in here. You just saw me pull one out. It was dead, and now I've got a gap here. But this pea still needs to grow. I do not want to set up an entire thing here that's going to be a mission to move around, because I think I may actually shift these peas slightly. So originally I had planted 3 of these pea plants. I just pulled one out and one of them died. So in order to help this particular pea, because they do want to climb, we're going to encourage that. There are 3 main leaders on this particular pea plant. So I'm going to gently unwind them and put in 3 bamboo stakes, and then hopefully lead each one up a stake. In order to fix these bamboo stakes, I am going to be using cable ties. I'm going to go 1 around and then 2 over, and hopefully that holds. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap it with twine so that the peas are encouraged to grow up the teepee. Let's see how this goes. I do find that the bamboo stakes are a fantastic option for this because they're reasonable and they reasonably priced, and they weather fairly well. So now I've got my 3 stakes together. I'm going to take a single cable tie. I don't know if you can see this. I should probably lift you. I'm going to pull these 3 together now. I'm going to take a single cable tie. And just pull those together. I'm then going to take another cable tie and take it up and over. Take my scissors and cut off these excess pieces so that they're not on you or scratching you. Next, I've got some gardening twine and a pair of scissors. So I'm just going to tie a knot here, wrap it slightly, and then just loosely string it around. I have honestly just guesstimated how much string I require. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I've threaded through one of these bamboo, the gaps between the bamboo, so it pinches the string there. And I'm just going to quickly go around the top here, just to shield us a little bit from the cable ties, because sometimes when you cut them they can leave little sharp edges, and I don't want to hook that on my clothing or my skin for that matter. Now I'm just going to go around as if this were a Christmas tree. And then with this very last piece at the end here, I am just going to tie it in a knot. Okay, last little job on this particular setup is just to encourage the peas to grow vertically. I do enjoy growing peas using twine because it is a natural fiber. Your peas do tend to latch a little bit better. So I've just put this little structure together. It is a little bit wobbly and not perfect, but you know what? That's okay because these peas will grow and they will fill this gap and it'll look thriving and beautiful, and I'll still be able to eat the peas that come off of my ugly trellis. But I'm using the things that I've got to the best of my abilities and I'm making it work for me. So don't forget to give your stuff a shot too. Come to visit us. They're so cute. I think they're actually eating the aphids off of the plants, so I'm not going to complain. But my next task is over there. So I don't really want to interrupt them. So maybe we do a little bit of a shift and we focus on another area for now. Right, so now I've got 2 bamboo stakes in this piece of mesh. I just want to see if it's better for me to use the mesh vertically or horizontally, just to cover the distance that I have them. Let's just check. Here is my first plant and there's my last one. This is purely just so that the chickens don't eat it. I do prefer the mesh horizontally, so that's how I'm going to do it. But before I actually start with it, I just want to remove the twine that was on here. It's a little bit ugly. I'm going to put this mesh in and I'm going to take cable ties and cable tie it to the chicken wire. So I've got some small cable ties here I'm going to use. They are 2.5 by 100 mils. I'm going to start with 4 and I'm just going to pull this mesh forward slightly. And then I'm just going to feed it through the holes of the fence and the mesh. Hey, Ginge. And just cable tie it to there. Okay. And then I'm going to take these last 2 cable ties, because I took out 4, and attach this fence or this mesh to the fence a little bit better, so it's not necessarily falling forward when the plants do climb up, because their weight will obviously pull this away from the fence. This plastic mesh can get a little bit expensive, but the nice thing about it is after your initial investment, you can reuse it. Most of our systems we have in place are temporary because we never really know what the season's going to bring or what we're growing. So we use what we have available to us, and in this case, this will keep it away from the chooks. I won't be able to destroy my plants as they grow up here. It is right up against this fence, but we're going to see how we do. So here's my pea plants. As you can see, it's even got a little pea growing on it. That's very cool. But it is attaching itself to other things, and we do want to encourage it rather to grow up the chicken run. I'm just going to gently, where I can, unhook this pea and hopefully help it latch to this mesh. So this is my next task. I already have strings on either side here going up the front, this one not all the way. So the plan is just to tie some twine around this inner pillar, continue to thread it up, and when I get over, go over solid and come down one of the sides. So I'm just putting these in place so that when the plants do feel the need to grow, they have a strong starting point. For this section, I'm going to actually start at the bottom of this, wrap my way up, come across the top, and then over and down the front. No, ma'am. Don't take liberties here. I do like to use this back end of winter to put in place a few systems just so that it takes a little bit of the pressure off when I start going into the slightly busier growing season. Because I mean, obviously I grow all year round, but it still does slow down a fair amount in winter and in spring when things are germinating or still growing. I'm just removing some of these crispier leaves. So I'm well aware that there are a few more weeds here, but I need to move this box first. And I'm essentially just clearing it out. It used to be a zinnia. It has a strawberry plant and some garlic chives in it currently. It used to be under the arch. We no longer need it there. So I'm just going to loosen up the soil, and I am going to plant some buckwheat in here, and I'm going to let it germinate, and we're going to see whether or not the chickens will enjoy that. So I'm not planning on removing the strawberries or the garlic chive. I'll actually just let them go as they are. So I have this little Tupperware full of buckwheat seeds. I'm not soaking them or anything. I am just going to liberally scatter them across the top here of my soil. And I do mean liberally. And we're going to water this, and we're going to hope for the best. And whatever will be, will be. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this container up and I'm going to put it over there on the pavers so that it's out of the way, because there's nothing at the moment that needs me to get that close. And I want this to be somewhat out of the way, but it can't live here. All right. I think for now, that'll do. So for this pole, I'm lucky there's nothing structural I need to do. I just have to tie the string, so I'm going to go over the top here. And for now, I'm just going to put the string in my catnip basket, and I'm just going to tie it off here. I'm going to just take the twine and wrap it down the pipe. Okay, now that that's secure, I'm just going to take these little sweet pea plants and encourage them to latch onto the twine. Last vertical solution today, and I'm going to start again at the top. I normally would staple this in, but I don't know where the staple gun is. I'm very lazy to look for it. So I'm just going to tie it off on the top here. This is the last one for the day. And this is one of my favorite areas in the garden because it is a container garden. But when Duncan built my shade netting structure, this pole had to stand in the middle of nowhere, and I wasn't content with that. So I asked him if it would be possible for him to plant it for me into this container, which he did. And this little container has suffered in terms of nutrients. It used to get overwatered a lot, but hey, you live and you learn. And now it makes actually quite a pretty focal point. We've grown beans. We've grown beans up this arch, up this pillar. We've grown peas. We've grown sweet peas. And the tub has grown everything from carrots to lettuce in it. It's constantly changing, which is kind of whimsical in itself. Never really know what to expect. But currently in here, we have some pansies and some pink verbena. Don't have any flowers on it at the moment. But now we have some sweet peas. There are only 2 of them, and they will hopefully grow and fill this pillar as well as the other one with beautiful blooms. They are my absolute favorite flower. I actually think they smell like happiness. Make my heart happy. I get giddy for them. So I'm just adding a little bit more joy to my garden. Hi guys, so I just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with me today as I did a little bit of gardening. And I hope you enjoyed learning about the different ways in which we vertical garden in our house and how we use it in our garden to make it a little bit more efficient for us. I hope you had a great time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.